Today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp.com, and I've been with them for a long time. BetterHelp is an online platform where we found that you can effectively communicate with your therapist. Now, you begin by filling out a questionnaire, and then you'll be matched with a therapist within a couple of days. And if that match isn't ideal for you, you can certainly make an adjustment there. Now, you're going to be encouraged to journal, and also they have the availability for group therapy on a wide array of topics, and I really like that. So as the need exists, go ahead and take the necessary steps to get the help that you need. And just know that BetterHelp has a 4.5 rating on Trustpilot, so it indeed is a platform you can trust. There's a link below the video that will take you there. Hey Team Healthy, welcome to another episode of Unbound. You know by now that these videos in the Unbound series are me responding to questions and comments that you all have sent in to me. And it allows me to kind of get into the weeds with you on some particulars that I might not otherwise do in some of the more teaching videos. Today we're going to be, and by the way, if you do have some questions, go ahead and put them underneath the comments in the comment section here, and it may become fodder for some more videos coming up in a later date. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most insidious and frankly chicken patterns that narcissists can get themselves into, and that is they'll constantly portray themselves as being a victim. And I've got. Actually, I have comments and questions from 4 different people here today, and you all have picked up on this, and you realize this is insidious, but they just keep coming at you with this "I'm the victim" kind of mindset, and of course, it does nothing to enhance healthiness in the relationships between you and that person. Now, the first person writes in and says, "Hey, Dr. C, would you please help us out with the idea that narcissists show meanness and then still call it your fault?" Now, right there in this one simple little question, what we can see is narcissists have some very unhealthy kinds of characteristics that they carry around. You've heard me say on many occasions that narcissists are full of chaos. One of the things that happens is meanness will come out. And along with the meanness, the anger and the begrudgment, the harshness, the condescension. And it would be nice if that narcissistic individual would come along and say, this mean streak that I have and the anger and the harshness and the divisiveness that goes along with it, that's not good. And I know that I have some real problems from the inside out. I really need to address it because I have such a long history of having broken relationships because of that. Now, that would be common sense. And yet, in their portraying of themselves as mean and harsh and overbearing, they'll turn right around and say, it's all your problem. Okay, that's them considering themselves the victim. Let's continue on. Another person says, so how come narcissists can call out everyone else's faults and wrong behavior, but never acknowledge or see their own wrongdoing? Okay, again, just like this person who has this strong mean streak, the individual who can't say, you know what, I have some problems. I mean, yeah, I can see that you have some deficiencies. Don't we all? Because every one of us bears the title of human. And so being human means that we have some pluses and minuses, me included. Narcissists can't say that. Instead, they refuse to acknowledge what's glaringly obvious to everyone else. And then they'll say, well, you know what? I do have a problem. My problem is you. And so they make you out to be the perpetrator of all sorts of ills, and they then get to claim the seat of inconvenience. You're just an inconvenience in my life. Then we have another person. This individual says their punishing attitude absolutely creates tension and frustration, all unnecessarily so. This person goes on to say they hold grudges forever. You can't apologize enough. They can't confront issues head on. They get amnesia about what they've done and won't admit to anything that you're trying to address. And then they tell everyone else their issues are all about you. And then this person concludes there is literally no resolution. Now, we're going to get to one final question here that kind of summarizes all of this, but let's understand that when narcissists take this "I'm the victim" mentality, we have two different patterns that are going on simultaneously. Number one, you're being gaslit. Narcissists want to keep you in a state of confusion and disarray. That's what gaslighting is all about. They want to make sure that you don't believe in yourself, so that they can just kind of take over and call the narratives. That's one pattern. But then the second one, taking it even further, is this is all abuse. And when I say abuse, these individuals are deliberately to bring harm upon you. They're trying to destroy your character. They're trying to destroy your sense of well-being. They're trying to destroy truth. They want to empty you of whatever decency you have and remind you have zero. And then that allows them to step in and say, this is why you need me to dictate to you who you're going to be, although they wouldn't quite put it in those kind of terms. Narcissists are bullies. And one of their favorite tactics is to say, I would have a great life if it weren't for you. And it's important for you to realize then that narcissists are not in relationships. They're into establishing hierarchies. Now, I hope you catch that. They don't really want to have a true relationship with you because that implies freedom to choose, and that implies a form of equality and honor and mutual regard. They don't have mutuality at all. When you engage with a narcissist, whether you realize it in the moment or not, they're trying to establish the one up, one down nature of the relationship. In other words, a hierarchy. And guess what? It's already predetermined that they have to be at the top of the stack. And that being the case, that they have to portray themselves as the one who's all-knowing, and the one who's got their act together, the one who needs to be consulted whenever things go wrong. If you just do what I tell you to do, then everything's going to be just fine. And in the process, when you come along and say, you know what, I'm not buying this. This makes no sense. Then in their false self-righteousness, they can say, you would dare to come against me? You would dare to think that I would lead you astray? And of course, my answer is, yeah, that's what you do. It's part of the whole pattern of narcissism. But they just take this I'm offended approach, and it's like, yeah, so what that means is when there's a conflict then that comes up between you and me, then it can't be me, it has to be you. And then that's where the hierarchy steps in, or slips in. I'm the better one here. You're obviously lesser. All these other people that agree with you, they're on the lower end of the rung too. The people that come along with my end, they can come up on the ladder a few notches. That's the way it works with them. So then let's take it to the final question we have. This last questioner asked, well, what do narcissists gain by playing the victim card? So we know that they've got this game going on, and we know that it comes out in so many different kinds of ways. Basically, here's what we're looking at. Narcissists gave up a long time ago on the concept of approaching relationships in such a way where love and respect and belonging can truly exist. They operate with a cynicism. Somewhere in their deep past, they decided people are not trustworthy. If I open myself up and show myself and my humanity to other individuals, it's not going to work out well. And so maybe they were on the victim end of certain kinds of behaviors as a kid. I don't know, but many of them may have actually been rejected, innocently so. But instead of saying, you know what, I need to rearrange the way that I look at worth and dignity and value, what they decided a long time ago, and then they've perpetuated it, is I'm going to go ahead and get inside that game, the game of one-upmanship, and I'm going to become the winner. And the way I become the winner is to declare myself being harmed by you because you're such a moron. And so rather than taking responsibility for their hurt feelings or for whatever's going on in their world, they've just decided, lazily, I might add, that just claiming the victim's role gets me off the hook, and then I'm okay. So they'll elicit other individuals' sympathies because then it allows them to not have to take responsibility for themselves. When the narcissist plays the role of the victim, it's their way of saying, hey, look, I'll do anything I have to do to make you feel responsible for my sense of well-being. Do you know why that is? Of course, they can't be this honest. The real reason is I don't have the internal peace or the internal self-awareness to say, I need to restructure who I am, and I need to rethink about my beliefs about who I am, my values, my standards. They have such a poor sense of analytical thinking that they just simply will not go into that space. So what do they gain? They gain laziness. They gain excuses. And in the end, they're not responsible. Now, on Team Healthy, one of the things that we do is we say, well, let's aim for mutuality as best as we can. I want to have my sense of well-being, but I want you to run parallel with me on that. And so I'll help you and with yours, and you can help me with mine. Narcissist is like, no, I've tried to play that game, and I think people are not trustworthy, and so they go straight into that. I'm superior, and the way that I prove myself to be superior is I declare myself the one who's the gold standard. Therefore, if there's a problem, it was you doing it to me because I just bring nothing but goodwill, and they declare falsehoods to be true. And so much of this is on a subconscious, long-standing kind of pattern. So I hope this gives you some awareness of what you're dealing with. And as you do, then it can allow you to say, if you're going to ascribe the role of flunky or the no good to me, I'm not playing along with that. I'm sorry that you feel so hurt that you have to be the chronic victim and you see everybody through that particular lens. But at some point you need to grow up. And narcissists, they'll say, I've already grown up. Okay, that's another lie. Understand it, see through it, and then go your merry way and understand you're not going to have any particular healthy interactions with them. They have no sense of mutuality. Now, I hope that as we go through these kind of comments and questions that you have, I hope it gives you some awareness of what you might be dealing with. I try to pick topics that I know are consistent with the way a high percentage of my viewers with what you all have to deal with. Now, listen, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please do so, and we're going to keep more videos coming towards you. My goal is, as a therapist, to bring some of the years of experience that I've had with individuals who've been dealing with all sorts of things like this, and then help you in your journey. So hit that subscribe button, and we'll keep more videos coming towards you. Now, you also know that I'm a big believer in therapy, and I've told you multiple times that I've been sponsored by BetterHelp.com for several years now. They're an online therapy service, and you go through the link that we have below the video here, and then you answer a few questions, and then you can select a therapist that can work with you. Please, if you're having some strain or difficulty because of the issues that we talk about here, get the help that you need and invest in yourself in that way. Also, please know if you go onto my website, you'll find multiple courses that I have, and I put together put a lot of work into them, and it would require some work from you. Each course has at least 25 teaching videos with handouts and guided questions, and it's meant to just walk you through the process of making adjustments. We have anger games. This is me about finding yourself with the controllers. This is me about setting boundaries, free to be, finding yourself with the controllers, and then ready, set, connect about having healthy connection skills. Also, we have plenty of webinars that I've produced. They're 90-minute PowerPoint presentations along with my articles and books. Narcissists are game players, and they want to give you the impression that you have done them dirty when in fact, no, they're into their abuse cycle. See through that, and in doing so, I'm hoping you can stay steady, and then you'll be poised to be a person of peace that they can't be, but I truly hope you can find your peace.